When you hear the words amusement park, it most likely brings to mind visions of roller coasters, fun houses, sidewalk arcades, hot dogs, funnel cakes, and children laughing. In short, you probably think of fun and excitement. And amusement parks are certainly fun and exciting, as well as extremely profitable. It was reported in 2015 that the total revenue brought in by amusement parks in the US alone was around $8 billion. But even with the industry being extremely lucrative, it's not immune to the same risks and potential failures that any business is subject to. When you consider that most amusement parks are almost entirely outdoors and exposed to the elements, they are often at the mercy of Mother Nature. This means maintenance and repair costs tend to be extremely high. Other factors such as seasonal operations, poor economic conditions, natural disasters, and even accidents that lead to severe injury and even loss of life have all played a part in many amusement parks closing down. In some instances, the rides, stands, and other park fixtures are sold off to other parks. Other times, the structures are left to decay in the elements and held at the mercy of vandals, squatters, vagrants, and even gangs. I want to state that, as to my knowledge, the following 3 sites I am about to name are all still standing. However, considering things like weather damage, structural fatigue, site contamination, and wild animals, I would not recommend venturing into them. I do not condone trespassing of any kind, so when in doubt, just stay out. Pripyat Amusement Park, Pripyat, Ukraine. May 1st, 1986 was to be the day the newly built Pripyat Amusement Park was to be opened. The park derived its name from the city of Pripyat, a city with a population of just under 50,000 people as of April 1986. It was the 9th nuclear city built to serve the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Sadly, the amusement park would never be open. On April 26, 1986, less than 1 week away from the grand opening of the park, reactor number 4 of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant suffered a steam explosion, causing radioactive fallout. Despite their best efforts to contain the explosion and safely evacuate the nearby city of Pripyat, it took 2 days for a full evacuation. The fallout itself lasted for 9 days. It has now been over 30 years since the catastrophic incident of Chernobyl. Much of the city of Pripyat is now overtaken by foliage, and while some areas have reached safe exposure levels due to the rapid decay of short-lived isotopes, the site remains extremely radioactive and is under constant military watch. It is possible to enter Pripyat for tours as of the upload date of this video, and it is possible to also view the abandoned amusement park. But if I were you, I'd think twice about it. Disney's River Country, Bay Lake, Florida. It's almost impossible to not think of Disney when you think of amusement parks. More than 50% of all amusement park revenue in the United States comes from Disney. With that much revenue, it's likely that the Disney top brass want to keep their image fresh, and as anyone that frequently visits Disney World can tell you, they are constantly adding and removing rides and exhibits. For 25 years, Disney's River Country served as a unique sort of water park attraction with man-made lagoons with sand-filled bottoms, several large water slides, and swimming coves. Despite its popularity with tourists, the park was closed in November 2001. It would be another 4 years before Disney would announce that the park would not be reopening, and an additional 11 years after that before Disney would drain and fill in the upstream plunge part of the park. With the exception of the plunge, the park has been left to simply deteriorate. Disney staff do patrol the park for trespassers, and a fence was installed to prevent anyone from trying to gain access. Once a happy and fun tourist destination, the remains of the park look less like a child's dream and more like a child's nightmare. Six Flags New Orleans, New Orleans, Louisiana. This park originally opened as Jazzland in 2000 and would only see a 5-year lifespan before disaster struck in 2005, closing the park for good. After just 3 short years operating under the name Jazzland, the park was expanded and renamed to Six Flags New Orleans. New upgrades made to the park included a Batman-themed roller coaster that had been a popular attraction at other Six Flags sites since the 1989 release of the Tim Burton Batman film, as well as a new water park. The park was scheduled to be closed from August 21, 2005 to August 27, 2005 to accommodate weekend operations once the school year began. However, on August 26, 2005, just 1 day shy of the reopening, Hurricane Katrina struck New Orleans with wind speeds that reached 175 miles per hour and flooded over 80% of the city. The park was declared a complete loss as floodwaters reached depths of up to 7 feet inside the park. Over the next 12 years, only bits and pieces of the park's attractions have been removed, and while there have been plans to reopen the park, this is not expected to begin until sometime in 2019. The park is currently under 24/7 surveillance, and trespassers can be fined. These unsettling images of the park after the hurricane are a reminder of just how fleeting happy moments can be.